Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our subject is contemporary issues and trends in education. It is lecture number 24 and the topic of today's lecture is public and private schools. The outlines of lectures are public and private schools, teachers' effect, quality education, school infrastructure, teachers' concerns, and conclusions. So these points will be the focus of our lecture today. First of all, we see that private and public schools. So what is the difference between them? The main difference between a private and public school is how they are funded. Private schools are not government funded, and rely on other means of funding such as endowments and donations. This means that tuition can be higher for a private schools than a public one. Private schools parents comes from either one of the two groups, the rich elite who pay for the most expensive schools to shelter their children from witnessing the struggles of real people, or the poorer classes who, given the funds, blindly choose a school simply because it is a private and or religious. The public versus private schools debate can go on for eternity. Both have their own significance in their respective fields. Both type of institutions have much to nurture and produce future champions of Malaysia, champions of Pakistan, and many feels that private schools have better than public schools. But is that true? So the main difference between private school and public school is that a private school is autonomous and generates its own funding through various resources like students' tuition, private grants, and endowments. And where the public school is concerned, so this is a government funded and all students attend free of cost. The main difference between public school and private school stems from their funding and administration. As the name implies, public schools are administered and funded by the local, state, or the national government, whereas the private schools are funded wholly or partly by the students' tuition and administered by a private body. So, to a large extent, private schools are independent from the interference of the public. Based on these two major differences, these are also other significant differences that can be noticed between public schools and the private schools. Public schools are primarily or secondary schools mandated for or offered to all children without charge. They are funded and controlled by the local, state, or national government. Since they are supported by the government, they are wholly or partly funded by taxation. As public schools are controlled by the government, the curriculum is decided at the state or national levels, that is, all public schools follow the same curriculum. Admission and testing are also managed by the government. Admission to public schools is determined by the address of the school students. The schools are obliged to take in students who belongs to their respective geographical zone. Although technology and other facilities vary according to the schools, public schools generally have fewer facilities than private schools. Public schools also have a greater number of students than private school students. The number of students in class may sometimes be drastically high due to lack of facilities. Now see the teachers' effects in private and government. In private, the teachers have less salary. They have rate of teachers' activity is high, and they have higher officials who questions them, and teachers' attendance is more. And in government, there is a more salary, Rate of teacher activity is very low. Here there is nothing like that, and teacher attendance is. Then we discuss quality of education. Before studying the quality of education, I will explain that the students' learning can be positively impacted by the encouragement of teachers to their students. A teacher influences ideas and expectations of his or her students' capabilities have an effect on student academic performance and achievements. Where the quality of education is concerned, so a good quality education is one that provides all learners with capabilities they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihoods, contribute to peacefully and democratic societies, and enhance individual well-being. Quality of education means poor quality. This is in government schools. Main reason, rapid growth of private schools. That's why the quality of education in government school is becoming low and low. So better quality in private schools as compared to the public schools. Special concentration on slow learners, private. Everyone treated in same manner in government schools. Teachers' motivation is high in private. Students affect government. So quality education provides a foundation for quality in societies. Quality education is one of the most basic principal service. It not only enlightens but also empowers citizens and enables them to contribute to the maximum extent possible to the social and economic development of their communities. Quality, basically this is the degree to which an object or entity like the process, product or service, so they satisfy a specific set of attributes or requirements. The quality of something can be determined by comparing a set of inherent characteristics with a set of requirements. Then if we see the school infrastructure, whereas the government and private is concerned, so in government all have own buildings, and 9% schools have their own library. Playgrounds are very few in government schools. More sport facilities are there, but less infrastructure for the cultural activity. And in private schools all have own buildings except few, and 1/4 schools in private schools have their libraries. Almost all have playgrounds, and more sport facilities are there, and more infrastructure for cultural activity is also in private schools. Then in government schools we have less electrical facilities, and we have first aid kits, less number of computers, these are available. Total number of classrooms, this is very low in total. Then private, more electrical facilities are there, first aid kit is there, also more computers are in private institutions, they are available. So classrooms are very high. So in private school infrastructure, the importance of having a good school infrastructure. So the fact is that a good government school infrastructures with renowned spaces makes it possible for children and youth that live in remote areas to study, and in addition tends to improve the attendance and interest of the students and teachers in learning. Whereas the physical infrastructure is concerned, that includes power, backup generator, heating, ventilating and air conditioning, surge control system, connectivity, cabling, hardware, software and people. The physical systems are vulnerable to the surveillance, vandalisms, sabotage, and attack. And in government schools, infrastructures, the importance of having a good school infrastructure. The fact is that the good school infrastructures with the renowned spaces make it possible for children and youth that lives in remote areas to study, and in addition tends to improve the attendance. Infrastructure is generally termed for the physical facilities of the business, region or nation. For instance, transportation system, communication network, sewage, water and electrical systems are all examples of infrastructure which is almost present in government schools. There are some features of private schools. Remember that some aspects of the positive campuses climate include attractive environment, buildings and classrooms are clean, neat and inviting. Book rich environment, lot of books are in evidence in classroom libraries and school libraries. So few features are like smart classrooms with projectors are there, well equipped libraries are there, digital libraries are there, well conditioned benches and chairs are there, clean toilets, and where the parents' role is concerned, so parents can question the management about their children's performances. They do pay money like in private. So firstly, while in parents, principal's role in the family is the education and bringing up of their children. Then the main obligation of the children is to study harder and properly. Secondly, the development of the child is in fact an overall child's personality formation. Ongoing research showing that family engagement in schools improves students' achievements, reduces absenteeism and restores parents' confidence in their children's education. So students with involved parents or other caregivers earn higher grades and test scores, have better social skills and show improved behavior. Management conduct regular meetings with the parents, and this is especially in private schools. Parents come to know the level of children, and they can coach them at home. It is not seen in government schools. Where the teacher's qualification is concerned, so remember that teaching is a comprehensive profession requiring practitioners to take on a variety of roles. Teaching qualification typically involves subject matter expertise, psychological awareness in classroom management. Qualification detail can vary depending on location, but there are core requirements to expect across the board. Where the elementary school teachers are concerned, so elementary school teachers educate their students in mathematics, language, arts and social studies. Accordingly, students wanted to become elementary school teachers take courses in how to teach these subjects. These students also take courses in human development, child psychology, curriculum design and literacy instruction. All of it prepares them to teach classes to younger students. Moreover, in middle and high school education, students who plan on teaching at the middle or high school level generally take major level courses in the subject they wish to teach in addition to the required teacher education curriculum. Teacher qualification, they may or may not be certified but often holds a graduate degree or higher education. Teacher must meet all state mandated requirements and be highly proficient in their subject area, that is have at least a BA with a major in their subjects, and most teachers have master degrees. Where the teachers' involvement is concerned, teachers work in public and private child care centers, elementary and high schools, and post secondary schools. Some teachers also work online from their home office or fund employment in corporate training. Many teachers work a portion of the years enjoying an extended break during summers. Most school systems also provide extended breaks around holidays. During the school years, teachers typically work Monday, Friday in the classrooms. However, many teachers spend nights and weekends grading papers and developing lesson plans for the coming week. Summer may also include continuing education for professional development. Teachers are often found chatting in staff rooms and in government schools especially. There is no such chance in private institutions. Teachers use students for their own work public schools. Those students will be treated in good manner. Teachers below the college level communicates with parents about the child progress and share information about how parents can support learning at home. They also share information about disciplinary actions and may refer students to assessment for special education services. Teachers serves as a part of team to help students succeed, so they communicate closely with the counselors, administrators, and other teachers. However, teachers must also protect students' information and avoid sharing it with the unauthorized individuals. Where the discipline is concerned, discipline is defined as the practice of teaching others to obey rules or norms by using punishment to correct unwanted behaviors. While the word discipline seems negative, the goal of using discipline is to teach students boundaries and limits to help students achieve personal and academic life goals. Discipline impacts the learning process by creating a stress-free environment for apportioning time to various activities, improve planning through observing and maintaining a set daily routines, molds learner character and enhances their motivation, enables the setting of good examples and positively contribute. In disciplines, private schools follow good disciplines. They dress code, they have certain hairstyle, there is cleanliness, they always stress on shaving. Troublesome behaviors at public schools will result in detentions. Then admission standards. Admission requirements refers to an institution specific requirement students must meet to be considered for admission. So these requirements may include students high school grade point average. So this is the basic criteria. Public schools must accept all students with few exceptions, and behavior is one of those expectations. Private schools on the other hand expects any students it wishes. It is not required to give a reasons why it has refused to admit anyone. Then safety. What is safety? Safe schools promote the protection of students from violence, exposure to weapons and threats, thefts, bullying, and the sale or use of illegal substances on school grounds. School safety is linked to improved students and school outcomes. In particular, emotional and physical safety in school are related to the academic performance. At the same time, students who are a victim of the physical or emotional harassment or who are involved in the sale or use of illegal substances on school grounds are at risk for poor attendance, course failure and dropout. Violence in public schools is a top priority for administrators and teachers. Private schools are generally safe places. This is general perception that as compared to the public schools, private schools are more safe because they pay and they take care of their students. Building is carefully monitored and controlled. We all know that today, in present scenario, every school, rather that is private or public, they have their own online cameras and they observe each and every activity of the students inside the schools and outside the schools always. But both private and public school administrators have child safety on top of their list of priorities. And if we conclude, then for some people government schools are better, and for some people private schools may feel better since they have good facilities and quality of education. At my point, private schools are much better than government schools. Government should come forward to improve the standards of public schools. Also, funds provided by the government should be used in proper way. So this was all about this lecture. Very much. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.